Okay, so hier kom my eerste video. My naam is Maria. Soos beloof gaan ek so stap vir stap goedjies video's opsit van hoe ek skilder. Vir party van julle mag dit dalk nou so 'n bietjie elementêr klink. Maar ek wil graag dit stadig vat vir elkeen wat nou dalk net begin en wat nog nie 'n idee het hoe om enigiets te doen nie. So for those who know, bear with me. I'm just going to take it step by step, just to show everyone what to do. Okay, so for me, the first thing that I think of, to me, the most important thing on a painting would be the color and the emotion that I want to bring out. I paint mostly figurative paintings like these two. That's a painting of a child and this lady who worships. So I've chosen this little girl right here just because it's a single subject, so it's easier and quicker to put on a canvas. So for me, the colors and the peacefulness of the painting would do much more than just a picture. I do always think of where you would put it, unless I'm painting a worship painting or something like that, then that's a total different ball game. But I'm just like gonna go ahead and show you what I do. Firstly, when you take the picture, what the picture that you want to put on your canvas, you must choose what part of the picture you want to put into your canvas. Now for me, I'm only going to use the figure and nothing else, and maybe just add something into the picture just to get a catch here and there. This little girl, I'm just going to take the little girl out and put it on the canvas, but as you can see, the only smallest canvas I have is this one. So what I'm going to do is just take a picture like that. I would like to put her somewhere around here, a bit bigger, so and then maybe just paint a ball or something on this side to get the balance right, and just make your eye flow into the painting. The reason why I do not like to paint faces is because when you paint a face, the picture stops there. So for me, when someone looks down or away, you are likely to feel with them or look with them beyond, and then rather get the feeling than just the picture itself. So that's only a personal thing. That's just me being me. Even when I do a still life or anything like that, that would be different. So if yours is different, if your picture is different, if you've got a still life or a total different picture, don't let it put you off. We are now just going to concentrate on the mathematics of art more than anything else. Now, firstly, I just want to say I'm not at all trained in art. What I know is what I taught myself, and this is what I'm just going to show you. I hope it helps. Bear with me. I don't like to be on camera, so it's a bit stressful to me. But anyway, okay, the same principle for drawing this girl on the canvas goes for if you want to paint the whole picture on the canvas. Say you want to paint a house and a girl, and then we just draw the lines on the whole picture and not only on the subject matter. I am only going to concentrate on the subject matter because I only want to take the girl out of the picture and put it on canvas. So the first thing that I do, let me just take this off, is I take the picture like this and I measure just the part where she's sitting. So I'll cut out everything beside her and top and bottom. So I'll just draw a line here where the head ends there, and at the back. So I've already done this on this picture just to make it quicker. The width of this picture was 14 centimeters. So all I do is I just halve it and halve it again so that it forms 4 rows of blocks. And then I do the same from the beginning where the head is and where the last. In this picture, her hand is the lowest. In other pictures, it could be the feet, or it's just like this. In this picture, you will measure that bit and that bit, and then draw your blocks from there to there. Okay, so this is 14 centimeters. I split it in half, which is 7 centimeters, and then 3.5 and 3.5 again, and the same with the top and the bottom are 20 centimeters, 10 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 15 centimeters. So now I've already done that. So I'm going to take that now, this picture, and I'm going to put it on canvas. But now obviously there's some aspect ratio involved because the picture is much smaller than the canvas. So you can't just measure 14 by 20 centimeters. For this purpose, I'm just going to double it to get a bigger little girl on the canvas. So where there was 14 centimeters, I'll just take 28, and where there was 20, it's 40 centimeters. So on this canvas, I already measured it out and drew my line. But now I don't want to just paint her anywhere. Like, just for instance, I could do it this way around as well, but then you get that part that would be empty and just a little girl to get her fit in here. So for me, because this is the only canvas I have, I'm gonna put it like this and get her on this side of the canvas, just to show you in this block, which I've drawn out now. This block, I measured 28 centimeters, and then 14 in the middle, 7, and split that one as well, and then the 40 centimeters split in halves, 20 and 10. Now if you want to be more specific, you can draw more blocks. So what you do is just halve that blocks as well. So when you take your picture and you must draw it on the canvas, it's much more mathematical than it's artsy. You would just see where the head and the hand and the feet and everything in every block is. It's almost like paint by numbers. This is like draw by blocks. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just show you. I measured this bit again, just this bit in between there and there, and this is where my little girl is going to be. On this side, I'll just paint a ball or something like that to balance the painting. So in this, I've got 4 blocks here now and 4 blocks on that side, and I'm just, to make it easier, I'm going to use paint so that you can see it clearer. On my canvas, this is built with Dala gel medium, because when I first started painting, I didn't have a lot of money to buy more canvases, so I used to paint the one painting over the other as I practiced. So it just happened, I just happened to like the movement in it, so I just started to build my canvases now before I paint them. And the medium I use is a Dala gel medium. You don't need to do that. If you want to be like me and practice, I'm going to use acrylic paint later on. But for now, I'm going to draw with the acrylic paint, and I'll use burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is nice to me because this is the color of the skin, and sometimes the darker parts. Sometimes it looks a bit red, but don't worry, if it dries, it's more brown. Like if you can see in this picture, She's got a lot of burnt sienna in her hair. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this out to draw the picture on here, and I'll show you where the lines is as well. When the burnt sienna, when you've got your picture drawn in by this color paint, for instance, you can leave bits and pieces out when you paint over it, because when this sticks out, it looks very nice. Just gonna mix it up a bit so that it's easier to draw with. It's a very orangey color. For children's skin, I normally mix my own skin color with ultramarine blue, cadmium red, deep cadmium red, and yellow, and then a little bit of white, and then just differentiate between the tones. But anyway, I'll tell you later. Okay, now to just get to the picture, I'm just quickly going to show you where the lines are. So here's my first line and the second line. Oh wait, before I do that, I just want to show you something else. So the one thing that's really good to know if you do figurative paintings, I think, is to know what the bones inside your body looks like, the anatomy of a person. So for me, it helps a lot to know how the hands are formed, where the structure, the inside structure of the hand lays. Like in this picture, let me just show you. It just helps a lot to know. Like if you see this hand and you see all the bones connecting there, then you can form a hand in every shape or form, but it will always go to the same direction. So that helps me a lot. I used to practice a lot when still in school, drawing hands. And the other thing that also helps a lot is to know, let me just see if I can find it. Is how the sculpt looks like. Now, obviously, a child's sculpt is bigger. It's bigger in, as the body is small and the head is bigger. So the smaller the head gets, the older the person gets. But if you can see this picture, I like to know where that circle is and a bit of a triangle bit there. That also helps me a lot. And then the measure of the legs and things like that. So that helps to know that. So let me just show you again where the lines are. I hope you can see. I can't really see it there. Okay, but there the lines are. I'm just going to put it like that. I don't mind it. I'll just paint over it later. But just so you can see. Okay, now obviously you can pull it through. I just know it's there, so I don't really mind the rest. Because these bits are the most important part, just to see where everything is. So firstly, if you look at the head, here's my other picture now. Okay, can you see there? If you look at the head, this is the blocks on the picture. That bit is the closest to that line, so we'll paint in this bit and we'll just do the outline of the little girl. Be something like that. there's a little nose, the mouth, and the chin. On this, as you can see here where the cross is, now I can see the nose is a bit further than I did it. And obviously she's got an eye and a forehead. So that would be it. And then put some lips in her. And then I can see in this bit there that there's the ear. I'll just put that in there. And the darkness of her hair. Tied up like that. And then let's just draw the outlines. That's her little neck. And the shirt will come like that. And all the way down to this last block. So I'm just going to put it in there. That's a little shirt. Don't worry if it's not perfectly right. When we paint, we'll put the rest in. I'm just going to go ahead and put the dark shades in here because I can see. Okay, this is underneath the chin. That's that bit. Now see how close it is to that part of the block. So I'll just bring it up and over there and just leave it there. And then split this one. The knee will be, and her body. The knee will come down here. And now again you can see this comes through that line, in like that, and maybe I'll just give her barefoot. Little calf. I can see here the knee, that side of her chin, and there's a little shirt in there. Okay, so in this block here, you can see the t-shirt splitting it like that and coming all the way here, and that knee is in the middle of these two lines, so that's nice and easy. And you can just bring it all the way there. And again in this block, it's on that side, and the leg is on that side. Okay, so the arm, or little t-shirt. Okay, so now this is what I'll do. I'll see the head, like that's the circle. And that bit I showed you, and the arm would be, the one arm would be here, and the other one would be here, and it will go all the way to back and front. And with knowing where the fingers is, it's easier to paint it in. Okay, and as you can see in the picture, this is dark, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint it like that. Okay, so there's the arm, t-shirt, arm cuts through this block, so let's go here. Little bit of the foot is sticking out there. Okay, so when I look at the shade, I can see that the shade, if she was sitting on the sand, the shade would be in front of her. As you can see, the light is shining from the back, or almost from top. Mind you, yes, it's definitely from top. So the shadow will be here, which is a good thing to know where I want to paint the ball. Okay, so there's a hair. And if I see it almost come up to that bit, t-shirt. It's got its folds there and there. That's the little fold in a shirt, and it looks like she's got a little dress on. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it like that. Nothing that we do here cannot be changed, so don't worry if it's not too perfect or whatever. But there she is, more or less. Now I'll just go ahead and put the shades in for later. That you don't have to do because this is just drawing a picture. Okay, so that's more or less how it's drawn on the canvas. I did it with paint. Now you can do it with pencil and make it much more precise than I did right now. Yeah, so that's basically the first thing. The other thing I wanted to show you is how I draw just out of my mind. Let me just go ahead and get another canvas. Now, the one thing that I do draw from mind is stuff like cupboards and just things that are nice to me. I like interior things. I like to make things pretty in my home even. So the one thing that I can paint easily out of my head is stuff like cupboards and handles and glass pots and flowers and books and stuff like that. So when I do a painting like that, and I'll also show you how I do that, and I mean I'll change it up and maybe put something down that I have just to show you. It's nice because then if you've got a still life, I'll get a pot or something and I'll put it down and I'll show you. But if you've got a still life that you want to paint, same principle counts. So for me, the placing of everything is everything to me, because you need to have a nice flow, and as the proportions of a body is important, so is it important to, when you do something decorative like this, that the placing of the table or the cupboard, whatever, is in the right place. So what I like about these type of paintings is wherever you put them, it makes a room looks bigger. I don't know why, but it does. I've got a painting on top of my bed of a cupboard and a little painting and flowers and two little sculptures. And it's just a painting of it, but it almost takes you further. So it's a nice painting to make if you dare to do it. And I love doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this straight. Like that. Okay, so what I'll normally do is, and now just remember I do it a lot, so don't get discouraged if I do it too quickly. But I'll just go ahead and say, do a painting on top like that, in that block maybe, and then maybe put a cupboard down here, like that, and then I'll think, okay, let's do something like draw a pot of flowers, and the flowers would be here. See, I'm just painting the background of it now. It doesn't need to be the painting itself. This is just drawing the picture. So if this is the painting, I'll most probably give it a nice frame. So let's just do this. over the, when this is dry, we're going to put the paint over it, so it doesn't matter how you do it. Yeah. And remember, you can change everything up. If you're painting in oil, everything you do will just be a bit slower. I like acrylic because I like to do things quickly, as you can see. Okay, so this would be the frame of your painting. Now, say for instance, we decide to make this, what shall we make this? How about, seeing that we can't go outside, say two boats. Just standing on shore. Okay, I'll come in later and do the colors. Okay. And then, okay, so this will be, I'll probably overlay the flowers a bit just to get that right. So if we look at it like this, I think I'm going to make three drawers. Take it out of the painting. Now obviously there's wood between these. I know it by memory. Got covers like this. Okay, so there would be, now obviously I'll measure the exact with my significant measuring tape. I'll just measure the cupboard like this, split it in half, and see where the middle is, and there's the middle, which would be the first handle of this little drawer, and then obviously half of that would be there, and I'll put some other handles there, and the same on this side. Okay, and then then I will probably think, okay, there needs to be something more in here, so maybe I must put in a few books, and even what shall we put in? Maybe a little, two nice pots. And maybe a candle or two. So that would be the background of my painting. Which makes it easier for me to see when I paint this now, if it's balanced on the painting. So if you stand back, I normally use this space to write something down, because a lot of people like myself has put it in my room, and some words could really help you if you've got a fight with your husband. Like my painting said, be kind to one another and tender-hearted. So it helps me a lot, and I can even put, and now this is not set in stone, so I could change anything here, and I'll show you as we go along. But I think this video is long enough. I will go over to the next step next time, and that is how to paint the background, and just again see if everything balances out on the canvas. Thank you for joining me.